A spark in the dark. It turned strangers into kin. On a cold steppe 20,000 years ago, a young woman holds a twig to the coals. Smoke threads her hair as elders trade names for the stars. Around that glow, humanity chose to share, not scatter. Fire offered warmth, safety, and cooked food. Words turned plans into migrations across ice, deserts, and seas. Eventually, the long wander gave way to the field. In the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, the Nile, and the Indus, experimenters coaxed wines from the earth. Across oceans, maize and potatoes anchored villages in Mesoamerica and the Andes. Surplus swelled households, and towns thickened into cities. But who would coordinate the water, the harvests, the defenses? From this question, councils and chiefs arose, then states and empires. Power often followed the grain. To manage it, humanity invented new tools. Writing made memory durable, fixing custom into law on damp clay tablets and sunlit stone. Great empires found different answers to the same puzzle. What holds a diverse people together? Persia linked its provinces with roads. Rome connected its people with law and citizenship. Han China built a vast bureaucracy. Alongside these states, belief systems matured. Hinduism and Buddhism asked how to live. Confucianism shaped family and society. And in West Asia, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam offered new visions of community, mercy, and law. Then the world began to shrink. Dawn tastes of salt and risk as distant shores start to share one restless heartbeat. On the deck of a wooden caravel, a boy knots a salt-stiff rope. Before this, couriers raced across the steppe, and a plague in the 14th century moved with terrible speed. Now, new ocean routes connected continents, and the pace of exchange quickened. The firekeepers' descendants crossed by choice, and too often in chains. The Columbian Exchange remade global diets and ecologies, while plantations fueled by forced labor produced sugar and silver for a hungry world market. By lamplight, new lenses searched the heavens, and new ideas questioned the authority of kings and creeds. The scientific revolution and the Enlightenment recast power not with swords but with paper and crowds. The American and French revolutions offered new definitions of the citizen. The Haitian Revolution announced black freedom to a world that refused to listen. What new liberties were born, and which chains were merely reforged? Soon, steam and coal drove mills and forged steel. Cities swelled with new populations, and class lines hardened in the smoke. The 20th century arrived with the shriek of sirens and the mud of trenches. National flags and global empires collided in two world wars. The Holocaust revealed a chilling capacity for inhumanity, and the atomic bomb reshaped the very meaning of power. Old empires cracked, new nations rose from their ashes, and the Cold War divided the globe into spheres of influence and fear. Today, we live inside the networks they built. Digital globalization shapes our lives, from debates over genome editing to the code that governs our finances. These invisible forces tilt opportunity, belief, and security in your neighborhood as surely as they do across oceans. And still, the climate warms, borders shift, and power flows. The next wave of history is already forming, just beyond our line of sight.